Hi guys, this is Simeon from Swedish Homestead. Today I want to talk about brush cutters and clearing saws. Here you have the Stihl FS 480, the 450 and the Husqvarna 345. Three brush cutters, one owned by my brother, one by my dad, and one that is mine. I want to talk about them, some basics, what we use them for. This clearing saw right here is the Stihl FS 480, and it is my saw. I have worked professionally with it in the forest for a while, and you see that it has this saw blade on here. And what you use this for is really for clearing brush, but also for thinning out forests. We go into our young forests and really take away brush that we don't want, leave the best trees in them, and give more light and more space to the healthy and good trees that we want to grow, so they will grow faster. The forest will start to sequester more carbon, it'll grow faster, and so on. You obviously can't do it too much, so the growth will be too much and the quality will get worse, but that's what you use that for. But there are basically three different pieces you can add here to the front. This is now the trimmer piece, and if we have thicker grass and stuff, that's what we use this one for. But if you have a little brush and really tall thick grass, you don't want to use this either, and you don't want to use a saw blade. And then we have this third blade that we use for that. That is this blade, the triangular blade. This is not right now not mounted on any of these saws, but there are times where you want to use this. Most of the time we just use the trimmer for trimming edges or bigger areas, but as soon as we go in the forest, we right away use the saw blades on them. Now my Stihl FS 480 has just been super reliable throughout the years. It's very easily started. What I love about it is that it has an electric heater here in the handle, so that here you do this work primarily in the winter time. On our farm at least we do, and you get your gloves wet, and then if you learn to use the saw the right way, you can basically dry your gloves and keep your hands warm on the saw most of the time. So it's a tremendous help. And when I fill this up with gasoline, it usually lasts for an hour and a half, which is very nice. Sometimes it lasts a little longer, but it's very nice because then I can take a break, get the blood sugar up, eat a little bit, and continue working. And it's just a very reliable saw, and has served me well. And all these three mouthpieces that I showed you earlier, it can be mounted to the saw, but I still have the saw blade on the saw at the moment here. So when you work with these brush cutters and clearing saws, there are no chainsaw pants required for this. I still wear chainsaw protective boots, just to be on the safe side, but under normal circumstances, all you need for this is a helmet with ear protection, and that's something that protects your face, because things are just gonna fly your way, and comfortable pants, comfortable shirt. You're gonna get very warm, and light pants that you can move in easily, and that are waterproof also, because as soon as there is just a little moisture on the trees, you're gonna get soaking wet everywhere. But that's all that is required. This thing spins super fast, and it's the saw blade, and it's not a chain like on the chainsaw. And when this thing spins, there are tremendous forces that work here, and I'm going to show this for you guys in action in a different video, where I just show you what areas of this blade you can touch the wood against, and sometimes it'll just fly away and give you a strong kickback, and you can really learn to control the saw in a way that even you can control in which direction the brush is going to fall, which is very, very important. if you want to clear a field, for example. So you could be wondering, you know, when will you use one of these brush cutters or clearing saws? Here behind me you see this field where there's a lot of brush coming up, and I would definitely use the saw blade for this, but in this case our cows will just go over here and they will just basically eat this off, and this will all die off. But then if you look further in the background, there are some taller bushes and trees, and I would not even take a chainsaw for this. Generally, I think that these brush cutters and clearing saws are way underrated. You can use these for quite large brush and smaller trees where you would not need a chainsaw, especially if most of the work is you know, smaller brush and there's just a little bit smaller trees. You probably won't have to carry the chainsaw if you know how to use this. These things are absolutely amazing if you're gonna clear your fields. Some of you guys have written me and said, you know, we have this farm, we have these fields, we need to clear them. These things are going to be amazing. You can have your animals eat off the leaves and then you can just cut them off or something. We have about 20 acres of pasture on this farm, and when we moved here they were completely full of underbrush up to 9 feet tall, and we cleared all of that with these clearing saws and brush cutters from that we have here on the farm, and it has just worked really well. It is a good work and much better than working with a chainsaw. Now cutting brush with the chainsaw, it really brings you into this bad working position, and it's important that if you ever attempt to do that with the chainsaw, that you cut away from your body and not towards. Many people cut the brush like this, that's toward your body. Just cut it like this, away from your body. But it's for stuff like this that this clearing saw is just amazing. And then you know, get a professional one, because you'll have use of it. I'm not really much for these small trimmers. If you have a little bit larger property, you can do so much with this, and they're fairly low cost and not high in maintenance.